we're missing something. Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to another more. Today we're doing another versus video. After the last one we did, which was the Mafex Spider-Man versus the Marvel Legends Maximum Spider-Man. Today we're doing the Legacy Collection Deadpool and Wolverine, or Deadpool and Logan, against the Deadpool and Wolverine. So we have the Legacy Collection figures and then the newer ones from the new movie Deadpool and Wolverine. So you guys know the drill. We're gonna be going over this in categories. First category is gonna be the packaging, then it's gonna be looks, then it's gonna be articulation, then accessories, then price. Okay, so starting off with the packaging, since I no longer have either of them for either of the figures, I'm gonna just be pulling up some pictures on screen. So first off, for the Legacy Collection, I'm just gonna be looking at the Wolverine packaging. You can see that for the Deadpool figure, there was like Deadpool artwork all over, and I really love that. It feels like Deadpool's actually breaking the fourth wall. Same with the one for the Deadpool and Wolverine figures. You can see on the front of the packaging, it really looks like Deadpool is breaking the fourth wall, because there's like little details, scribbles all over the box, and I really love that. And then if you look at the back of the box, the thing is, for the Wolverine figure, for the Deadpool figure, for the Legacy Collection, it's good because you have a picture of Deadpool and everything, but for the Logan, for the Deadpool Legacy Collection, there is no picture of Wolverine. All you have is the name, the title, Wolverine. So it's kind of hard to tell if it's actually Wolverine. Whereas for the Deadpool and Wolverine, you could see that there actually is a picture of Wolverine on there, and same with like Deadpool for the other packaging for him. So at this point, even though it does look good for the Legacy Collection Deadpool, it's not really great for the Legacy Collection Logan. So I am going to give the point here to the Deadpool and Wolverine figures. Okay, now going to go over looks. We're going to start off first with the Logan / Wolverine. So I'm going to start calling this one Logan, and this one is going to be Wolverine. So obviously there are some really big differences, because they're not even like in the same sort of costume. One of them is in costume, one of them is in the tank top. So the Logan is in the tank top costume, which I really love. I love it, just makes him look badass. And then this one is in the classic like blue and yellow colors from the comics. So I really love this one as well. So one of them, also the movie one, has the mask. They both have a bunch of textures all over them, like for the pants, for the Logan, he's got a bunch of textures, and then for the Wolverine, he's got a bunch of texture all over his costume. But then also the Logan has he's obviously wearing a tank top, so he has his skin exposed for his arms. One thing that I don't like about this Logan is that you can kind of tell off camera, it's not really noticeable, but in camera you could see the difference between the skin tone on the neck, on the torso, and on the neck and stuff compared to the head or the arms. You can definitely tell it on the camera, so that kind of sucks. Whereas on the Wolverine, he doesn't really have that problem anywhere. And all the paint on my figure for the Wolverine is nice and crisp. Also, the Wolverine has a bunch more paint all over him. But, again, it's kind of hard to compare these two because they are in such different costumes. But, yeah, I really do like them both, so it's really hard to compare. Although I must say that I really do like that the Wolverine is completely pinless. He's an all new sculpt, whereas this Legacy Collection Logan is complete reuse from the previous Logan that came out for the, I think, like the 20 years of Fox line that came out a few years ago. So this one is reused. This is completely new. So I must say that I do prefer the Wolverine costume on this one. I love the bright colors as well. I don't like that. I wish it would have been a bit more muddier or dirtier, because it's just kind of annoying to like it doesn't feel as realistic as it should be from the movie, because it's like kind of too bright, like too colorful. But honestly, I don't mind it. I really do like the colors, and it really pops off on my MCU shelf. So, yeah, overall, I gotta give the win to the Wolverine over here. But again, still fair game between the Deadpools. So yeah, I do think I prefer the Wolverine over the Logan. One last thing, I am going to go over the claws quickly. I do prefer the claws on the Wolverine figure as well, just because they're more sturdy, as the Logan figures, you can kind of sort of pop them out, and I don't really like that. So, I think it's kind of annoying to have them pop out. But whereas these ones, the claws and the actual, like, capsule piece on top are one whole sculpt, plugged into the fist, so it feels more sturdy, so I do like that better on the Wolverine figure. But honestly, I am gonna have to give these like a tie, since they are such different costumes. You can't really compare them. So yeah, I am actually gonna give these two a tie, so it'll be between the Deadpool figures to break that tie. Quickly, the Hugh Jackman likeness is incredible on the Logan figure, and you can't really tell on this head sculpt because he has the mask, but the mask is also beautiful. But yeah, the Hugh Jackman sculpt is amazing. Now comparing the two Deadpools, they are very similar, like all the way down to the gun holsters and the belt and the strap over and the sword holsters, but there are some key differences. First off, the new Deadpool is completely pinless, and that's just amazing. It makes him look way more seamless, whereas on the old Deadpool, his legs are not pinless, whereas the arms are pinless, but the legs aren't. Some of this is reuse on the new Deadpool. It's kind of difficult to tell which parts are, because I think that the shoulders are reused from this one, and also maybe the butterfly joints. But the collars are different, the torsos are different, the legs have to be different because they are pinless. So yeah, those are very different. You're also missing there's not as many pouches on the new one as there is on the old one. One key difference is also all the gold parts on the new figure, whereas like in the Deadpool and Wolverine movie, he had more gold-plated stuff like on the hand straps, and also all the belt loops and buckles and stuff is all gold, so I really do like that. The gold touch. Also, the masks are different. They do look similar, but they are different. If I'm being honest, though, I do prefer the old mask, but the texture on them is all really, really nice on both figures. Also, the older one is, again, reused from since this is a re-release of the old one that came in the 2-pack with Negasonic Teenage Warhead. So it is reuse from that one, but it's okay because it's a great figure. Also on the old one, it has all the battle damage scars and stuff and wear and tear all over it. The sword holsters are actually really similar. I think they're reuse. The belts, very different. I do like that they both have all the same like equipment to hold their stuff, like the knife holsters, the gun holsters, and the sword holsters. The Deadpool logo is way better on the new one. It's not as crisp on the old one, but I do like that it looks more like a Deadpool logo than the old one, the belt buckle. So that is very nice. But overall, since the new one for Deadpool and Wolverine is just way more sleek, and since it's pinless and stuff, and I really do like the gold touches. Again, it has that kind of sort of problem with the Wolverine figure, where it's kind of like, it seems too bright, but I actually don't mind it for the Deadpool one. I actually like that it's bright. Whereas the other one is more muted. I prefer the bright colors. It just feels more comic booky. But the Wolverine is just, since it's like all plain yellow, it feels like it should be more dirtied up. But I do prefer, I think, the new Deadpool compared to the Legacy Collection Deadpool. So yeah, I am going to give the point for looks to the new versions from Deadpool and Wolverine. So it's actually 2-0 right now. The Deadpool and Wolverine figures are winning over the Legacy Collection figures. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the articulation, starting off with the Deadpool figures, because they are very similar. The Legacy Collection compared to the other one, they both have pretty much the same amount looking up. Actually, I think the Legacy Collection beats them just by a little bit, maybe? I don't know. They do both have ball joints at the necks, but they don't really do much. So, yeah. In terms of tilts in the head, I think they're pretty similar. Actually, I think the new one has that beat, and then they both go all the way around, going down. Pretty similar. Starting off in the arms, for the arms, they both go up. Pretty similar, actually, I think. Yeah, pretty similar. Butterfly joints are going to be the new one compared to the Legacy Collection. I think the Legacy Collection, actually, yeah, the Legacy Collection has more range going forward. What about going back? I think the Legacy Collection has it beat again in the butterfly joints. So, yeah. They both have bicep swivel, double-jointed pinless arms for both of them. So, yeah, they both got double-jointed pinless arms. Pretty much the same amount of range. Hinge and swivel at the wrists. For the ab crunch, they both have the ab crunch. No diaphragm joints here. They both get pretty much, I would say, the same amount of range going forward. And going backwards, it is kind of restricted by the holsters, or the sword katana holster thing. I'd say it's pretty much similar. Again, they both have waist swivels. And the legs, though, again, pretty similar. They both have thigh swivel on both of them. Double-jointed non-pinless knees on the Legacy Collection, but double-jointed pinless knees on the Deadpool and Wolverine version, and he does get a better range in there. But they both do have ankle joints, which I think the Legacy Collection does better in terms of range. So yeah, I am going to give that to I think the Legacy Collection, just because it has better range in the butterfly joints. But again, still fair game between the Wolverine and the Logan figure. Next, taking a look at the Logan and the Wolverine articulation, they both pretty much have the same amount of up. If not, the Logan figure has them beat. And then they both get pretty much the same amount down. And then in terms of tilts, I think that Logan figure has the Wolverine beat on tilt, so that is very nice. And then in the arms, they both go up. Since the Wolverine figure actually has like these shoulder pads, it is kind of hard to get his arms up. Since the shoulder pads kind of hinder the Wolverine figure, the Logan does have him beat there. Both have bicep swivel, double-jointed pinless arms, both of them have. I think the Logan figure does not have as good of a bend as the Wolverine figure just because of the muscles. They both have hinge and swivels at the wrist. Then going into the ab crunches, they both have... it's hard to tell. I think the Wolverine has some beat there. Going backwards, though, I'm going to give the win to... I think the Logan figure has them going backwards. And then for the butterfly joints, almost forgot those. The Wolverine figure did something different where he has like a rotator cuff. So he doesn't really have like a butterfly joint. It's a rotator cuff, like in the style of McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse. So the Logan figure does have him beat there. Going backwards, though, I think the Logan figure is going to have him beat there as well. Yeah. Well, it's pretty much similar, but I am going to give it to the Logan. And then both have waist swivels right there. They can kick up. Pretty similar. Both have thigh swivels on both figures. And then they both also have double jointed knees. Although the Wolverine has double jointed pinless knees, the Logan has double jointed just not pinless knees, but they both get pretty much the same amount of range. And then in the ankles going downwards, the Logan, it does not have as good as a range as the Wolverine, just because of the pants are kind of blocking him. Going upwards, again, not as good as range as the Wolverine. But overall, since the Logan does have the better range in going backwards, well, it's kind of difficult because the Deadpool figures were kind of tied. But I think I am going to give the win to the... I think I'm going to give the win to the... I think I'm going to make it a tie because the Wolverine figure has better range in the abdomen going forward, whereas the Legacy Collection has better range going backwards. Same with the Deadpool figures. He has better range in the, what's it called? The butterfly joints, whereas the Deadpool figure for the Deadpool and Wolverine is pretty much the same as that one. So I am going to give it a tie. So, yeah, this is a tie. So it's 3 to the Deadpool Wolverine figures and then 1 to the Legacy Collection figures. Alright, so next category up is, of course, the accessories. Now, first off, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Wolverine / Logan figures. So, we've already seen that Logan comes with this more calm, nice expression, and the face printing technology is amazing. And they both come with their clawed hands, and then the Wolverine comes with his masked head. But they both come with alternate heads. First off, the Wolverine figure comes with this one, and this just looks incredible as well. Looks exactly like Hugh Jackman from the movie. But they also come with this one, or the Logan figure comes with this yelling expression, and I really, really love this one. But the Logan figure comes with 2 extra alternate fisted hands. And then the Wolverine figure comes with 1 trigger finger hand and 1 fist hand. So that's kind of odd that they didn't include 1 of each. So I don't really like that. But it is pretty much still even for the Wolverine figures. But then we get into the Deadpool figures. And yeah, there's a lot. So first off, for the Deadpool and Wolverine Deadpool, they both have trigger finger hands. But they also, they also both include the sword holding hands or the knife holding hands. So yeah, that's really cool. And then they also both but the thing is, for the Legacy Collection, he comes with 2 extra alternate pairs of hands. So first off, he comes with 2 like open expressive hands. Love those. And he also comes with 2 fisted hands. So that's really cool. But back over here to the Deadpool and Wolverine version, he comes with all his weapons. So he gets 2 katanas that can slide into his back. He also gets a little baby knife that can go right there. And then he also gets 2 handguns / pistols. So that's really cool. The Legacy Collection Deadpool also gets 2 katanas. They're the exact same, as you can see right there. And he also gets a baby knife, which can also slide into the little hole right there. And he also gets 2 handguns, just like the other ones. Although I do think they're different sculpts. I think, maybe... Oh no, I think they are the same sculpt. Never mind. But yeah, so that's really cool. But the Legacy Collection also comes with a little unicorn plushie from the movie. I think it was in the movie. I don't remember. So that's really cool. So as you can tell, the Legacy Collection comes with way more accessories than the Deadpool and Wolverine version. So I am going to give it to the Legacy figures for accessories. So that's a 1 point, another point to the Legacy Collection figures. So it's 2 to 3. And then last but not least, the final category, price. So we're going to be looking at the price now. It's $25. I think they were both, each figure was $24.99 each. And I just gotta say, I'm gonna give it to the Legacy Collection figures because just of the way more amount of accessories that the Legacy Collection Deadpool comes with. So that really is carrying the team for the Legacy Collection figures. And also, since this one was reused, it makes sense for him not to have an unmasked head, but it would have been nice for the new version to come with one. But yeah, guys, so that's pretty much it. So there's 3 points for the Legacy Collection figures and also 3 points for the Deadpool and Wolverine figures. So, yeah, so it's a tie in the end, but overall, I'm going to have to say my personal preference, I prefer the Deadpool and Wolverine figures over these two, just because I like the Deadpool in his bright costume with like he just looks more sleek with the pinless joints. And then also I love the Hugh Jackman in the Wolverine costume. So I do personally prefer these, but it was a tie. So that's gonna do it for today's video, guys. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all the usual, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.